This is the new Xpeng G9, and it's going to be the model coming to overseas markets like Australia and Thailand, other right-hand drive car markets, the UK. This is the updated version. Honestly, I think this could be the best value potential seven-seat SUV. You probably think seven-seat. It's not a seven-seater. Actually, they're making a seven-seat version. Could be the best value seven-seat or, large electric SUV in the world right now. And considering it's just been updated with some decent improvements similar to the G6, I personally have to say I'd love to get one of these cars. They're really, really nice vehicles. At the price, they're incredibly good value for money. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. I have an Xpeng G6. This is the bigger brother of the G6, the G9. It's a little bit bigger. It's probably about 15% bigger on the inside. I've sat in one of these cars. Haven't driven one yet, but I'm hoping to do so within the next 4 or 5 months. And I would say from my experience of sitting in one, they're a pretty nice place to be. They have a really good feature, which I absolutely love. They have massaging seats. I'm not really a fan of massaging seats in and of themselves. But the way that the massaging seats are integrated into the car, you actually can sit in there and you can meditate. And they have this meditation program. In fact, they've got lots of them. There's about 15 or 20 different meditation programs. And they put on the massaging seats. They put on sounds, and you have these sounds coming from the 20 different speakers all over the car. And then they also have the images on the screen of what's meant to be relaxing you. It sounds gimmicky, but I can tell you now that even if you're somewhere like a car show and there's thousands of people around you, you can relax. It's amazing. And I do struggle to relax. So for me, this is a great feature. I've got this in the G6, but it doesn't have the massaging seats. And this is bigger, which would be perfect for my boys and the surfboards. So what are the changes to the new model? Well, it's exactly the same size. I think it's going to get some of the similar changes to the G6, including like those ambient interior lights. To be honest, a lot of things that for me aren't personally all that relevant. Potentially it gets an improved, more efficient platform. That's what the G6 has. In terms of motors, it's got the single motor rear-wheel drive version has 258 kilowatt. That's a fair bit of power from a single motor. That's about 330, 340 horsepower. The dual motor version has an additional 165 kilowatt motor at the front, meaning that in total, you're going to be looking at, probably around about 420 kilowatt, which is, it's quite a lot of power, 420 kilowatt. I'd be happy with just the single motor version because that will get more range. Now, apparently, the G9 will shift to pure vision. It won't use LiDAR for its full self-driving in China. It will use just vision. Additional cameras, sort of like the Tesla way of doing things. Xpeng's been doing that in China for a little while now with the P7 Plus, and the reports coming from China say it's absolutely amazing. Now, in terms of actual size, it's 4.9 meters long, so 4,900 millimeters. It's 1,937 millimeters wide, 1,680 millimeters high. Wheelbase is 3 meters, so it's got a pretty long wheelbase, meaning you should get plenty of space on the inside. Now, to confirm that this car is in fact coming here to Australia, it's actually listed already on the Xpeng website in Australia, and you can see here they have some specifications on the car. It has one cool feature, which is very soft closing doors. It has 4 USB ports, 2 12-volt sockets, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Yes, it has an 800-volt platform, so it can charge at 300 kilowatt. And that means you can charge from 10 to 80% in, Xpeng says 20 minutes. In Europe, they've tested it and they've done it in 19 minutes. In tests in Europe they've tested about 80 different cars in Europe the same way on the same chargers. This was the fastest charging car. It was faster than the Porsche Taycan, faster than the Hyundai Ioniq 5. It was faster than the Kia EV6. It was faster than anything else that's been tested. And in the real world, that means that even though technically it charges at 300 kilowatt, because it maintains a high charging peak, it charges faster than rivals, which claim to charge at 350 kilowatt. Kind of good that Xpeng's doing that. I like it when companies they basically under-promise and over-deliver, and that's what Xpeng have done with this car with the charging speed anyway, that's for sure. So that means that the G9 gives you 570 kilometers of range. That's for the rear-wheel drive version. The all-wheel drive version, that range figure hasn't been released yet. But in terms of performance, we know the performance of the all-wheel drive version is, it's been tested in Germany. It does 0 to 100 in 4 seconds. So that's kind of scary fast. That's extremely fast. It also is apparently the most affordable electric car in the world that has intelligent dual chamber air suspension, or I should just say the most affordable EV in China that has dual chamber air suspension. What does that mean? Well, that means that comfort is increased significantly. And in theory, you should have to, get the car a bit higher to get over things that are tall if you went off-road. And if you're not on off-road, you can potentially lower the car and then maybe get more range. Now, one cool thing of this car that I noticed when I sat in it, and I've sat in it a few times, was the sound system. The sound system blew my mind. It's amazing. It's got 22 speakers, total power of 2,150 watts. That includes a DIN audio confidence audio system, and you can use the G9 as a boombox with its 2 outdoor speakers. So yeah, it's got outdoor speakers that point outside. You could probably use that to yell at people if you wanted to when you're driving around. Anyway, yeah, sounds like a lot of fun, I think. And this car in general is, I think, going to have I was just saying this to a friend today. I said, there's very few cars in this segment. There's not many 5-7 seat large electric SUVs, and there's basically none that are affordable. They're all over $100,000 here in Australia. In the US, you guys have a few more options. In China, you definitely have quite a lot of options. But outside of those places, in Australia, in Europe, there are very few options. I think this is going to sell incredibly well, and Xpeng are going to be surprised by how many people actually place an order for this car, because, like I said, it's incredibly good value for money. That was one other feature I just remembered when I saw the car. You can actually, the air suspension, you can lower the back of the car. So if you want to lift something heavy into the back of the car, there's a little button in the boot. You just press the little button and it actually goes and lowers the boot to make it easier for you to put things into the back. I don't know if this is a coincidence, but Xpeng CEO, he flies to America, tests Tesla's full self-driving system, flies back to China, and a few weeks later, Xpeng reveal a car that is essentially copied Tesla's full self-driving approach. There is a change Xpeng have made here. This is the first time Xpeng have completely 100% committed to this strategy. Hello my friends, welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans, you're watching the Electric Viking. It's intriguing to see what's happened here. And the reason being that yes, it's already true. We know that Xpeng has what most industry experts consider the second best full self-driving capabilities, or second best autonomous driving capabilities. That was before this happened. So then, like I said, Xpeng CEO, he actually published all this online. He tweeted about it, talked about it in depth, his experience of Tesla's full self-driving, comes back, and then Xpeng revealed the new F57 sedan. It's a P7 Plus.